intro.
Remember the, where do you, yep, looks like we're green. All right, we will get started in just a moment. Think, why am I not in the picture? What the fuck? Hold on. This is unacceptable.
Crushing it.
I know what it is.
You need to zoom out.
No, it's just...
Perfect. It's kind of cool. It's like the portal to hell behind you.
It is.
Put that down there.
Fuck it, I'll just scoot over. All right, we will get started. Like I said, now I think the shit show has officially started.
This almost was a shit show.
Almost was, because we don't like to prepare for shit around here.
I was very ill prepared.
That's how we roll.
It's gonna be okay.
Oh, let me check. Let me check that before.
There was audio
Was
for the split second that I had my volume on my phone.
Hold on. Ugh. Oh, nope, that's not what I wanted. Alrighty. Yep, I think we're good. I think we are good. Oh, I think I need to be turned up again.
That hashtag I just put on there has absolutely nothing to do with what we're talking about, but I put it on there anyway. Ha 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 ha. Blow me.
Alright, I think we will get started whenever
Fucking.
Travis is... We're doing True Crime tonight
We're doing true crime.
for episode 224, I believe.
Is it 224 already?
Yep, the GITN podcast.
So we've been shitty for 220, well, 100 and something episodes now together.
I think 109 was your first episode.
So we've been shitty for 114, 15 episodes.
Yes, and we were really shitty. The previous 108 were just as shitty, if not shittier.
The shit show will continue.
Because that's just how we roll.
The shit show, the poop cult, all that stuff.
All right. Wait for some yahoos to get in here. So
We added a subscriber, apparently.
Yes, we did.
I also got another hate comment about my language.
From who?
I don't fucking know.
Well,
I've officially gotten to the point where I'm just not.
Which-
No,
which-
we're not. We're not doing that.
which episode?
We're not doing that.
I did not.
Nope,
see.
I'm not. Nope, I've decided we are not giving
I'm
attention to the
curious.
haters.
I am curious.
Oh, I think I got called like gutter trash or something. I was like, "Hey, you're not wrong." But I've decided I'm no longer going to. I'm just going to indulge the positivity.
I will check it. It's not showing.
It's pretty far back there.
Papa Will. Generally, they pop
Papa
up.
Will, yeah, I engaged with Papa Will. He was asking what chairs we had.
Yes. And he was concerned about the little dog getting the eye
Yeah,
out from somebody he knows, which is
fair.
appreciated.
Well, and then I also had to. Then I had to when he had fucking asked about the chairs. I had to go in and like look up, or I had to find a picture of us or a video and zoom in on the chairs to see what it was. All right, should we just start this shit? Hit the intro and then.
Sure, go ahead.
I hate having two screens sometimes. All right, we're gonna do the intro, then we'll do some house cleaning, and then we'll talk about stuff. Bueno.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the GITN podcast, where we discuss the paranormal, true crime, and just general bullshit. And generally, we piss people off, so
I'm pretty good at it.
we got to be good at something, and that is our thing.
I've got a hidden talent. It's pissing people off.
That's what we do.
Boom shakalaka, motherfuckers.
And speaking of comments, I was reading comments lately.
Yeah.
I got offended. One guy was trying to compliment me, but insulted me at the same time.
Why?
Basically, he was bitching about you, of course.
Yeah.
But I was interested in what the older guy had to say. Go
You
fuck
are the
off.
older guy.
He didn't need to emphasize.
I guess he could have said the other guy.
Yes. The older guy.
The other dumb shit that's on this video.
Anyway, so
That would also be accurate.
tonight we are doing true crime. Travis
going
is doing true crime.
We're going to. Is there any house cleaning? Is there anything? Did you see that fucking video of the UFO in Vegas?
No, I did not.
Yeah, apparently there's a UFO video in Vegas, and supposedly it crashed in someone's like backyard, and then there's like a security camera video of an otherworldly being, which I don't think is real.
You're saying somebody hoaxed some UFO alien shit?
It's a pretty good hoax, if don't get me wrong. Like it looked good, but I don't think it's real.
I will check into it after the show tonight, and maybe we will do a emergency podcast.
What else is there?
I don't fucking know.
Started watching that Legion of Exorcists on Discovery Plus today.
Really?
It's pretty. It's kind of like Haunted. That Aaron was on that we interviewed.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, but it's all exorcists telling their stories.
Oh, speaking
like
of-
James Long's on there and shit.
Speaking of Exorcist, I have an update. For the longest time, our Annabelle episode
Yeah.
was number one
Mm-hmm.
on the audio side of this podcast.
Really?
It's been overtaken.
By what? The Exorcism of Annalise Michelle?
No,
Uh,
the Exorcist, the goat of exorcism. That one exorcist we got, the one guy, the priest we did.
oh, the one that was full of shit?
No, the father, the exorcist.
Yeah.
What was his name? Shit, I should have been more prepared.
There's so many fucking episodes to try to
No,
remember.
Father, what's his name? Who did his like the legendary Catholic?
Yeah, it did like over 1,000 of them.
Yeah, here I'll look it up.
I know the one you're talking about. I just can't think of the name.
But it has overtaken.
Welcome to the episode, ladies and gentlemen who are watching on YouTube. While Phil does that shit, I will entertain you with jargon.
Father Gabriel Amuf
Oof.
has overtaken Annabelle as the number one downloaded episode.
So 13?
No,
13 downloads?
No, and actual Michael Kino has moved up.
He's
to-
very popular.
He's popular on the YouTube channel.
Yes, very.
Yeah, but
I get a lot of people talking shit about me on that video. But I will give them credit. I will give some credit to the haters that have been in our comments in the past. I have been working very hard on my my insufferable, unstoppable pattern of interrupting you while you're
I don't
talking.
give a fuck.
I know you don't, but I know it does fuck up the continuity
Well,
of the story.
Frankly, most of the time, I don't know what the fuck I'm saying,
That's both ways.
and it helps me out.
Oh, also, word to the wise, this one's a little shifty.
Yes,
This isn't the easiest pill to swallow, if you will.
Whenever we do true crime, it gets a little dicey.
Some are better than others, as far as like not being offensive to the ear holes.
But the other house cleaning before we get into
Oh fuck!
this episode,
What?
Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah,
There's a spinoff
yeah. You were telling me about it.
beyond Skinwalker Ranch, which is I'm kind of interested because it's got that one former CIA agent that has made all the rounds on the podcast with the big bushy, he's in it with another investigative journalist.
Yeah, interesting.
Which I kind of like that guy because he's been on. I think it was on Rogan's podcast too.
Everybody's been on Rogan except us. Hit us up, Joe.
Joe will never have.
I feel like we could have a pretty entertaining conversation with Joe Rogan.
I'd just be high. I'd be whacked
You don't
out
have to get high
I'd
to
just
do
be whacked out
Rogan.
on DMT, floating in the tank.
I mean, you don't have to be fucked up to do Rogan.
No, but
I would if he offered, just because I'd be like, yes, I would Joey Diaz it. I would call him Joe Rogan the whole time.
Joe Rogan,
Yes, Joe Rogan. Mr. Rogan.
cocksucker. But
Bald Jesus.
But beyond Skinwalker Ranch, I started to kind of watch a little bit of it, but I got busy doing something. It
Yeah.
looks a little bit more interesting.
I have a problem
And
with
it doesn't
the
have
type.
dragon in it.
It doesn't have dragon?
I'm sure.
Already better.
I'm sure he might make a cameo every now and then. 'cause
You mean Fuckstick Magoo that just holds a gun and acts like he's a badass?
Yes. that always has that look like he's confused or constipated.
Yeah, that guy that in the first episode that I watched was walking around while they're landing a helicopter in the middle of a field, and he's got a shotgun. Like, that's gonna fucking do you any good in that wide open space?
Yeah.
Were you expecting to have close combat with somebody? Like, we might as well just, like, I bet you his backup, he doesn't even have a handgun as a secondary. He pulls out like a karambit knife, and he's just like starts doing like Street Fighter selection screen movements until somebody comes at him.
Somebody rips out his spine.
Yeah, I have a problem with the title of that show though.
Beyond Skinwalker.
Yeah, why the fuck is it Beyond Skinwalker Ranch? It's like
they're going beyond Skinwalker.
I understand that. So it literally has nothing to do with Skinwalker Ranch.
No,
it's just the same characters.
No, they're relating the experiences. What they're doing, they're relating the experience or the activity at Skinwalker and trying to see if it goes beyond the ranch.
Got it.
If there's some kind of similarities between.
Are they trying to look for connections between Skinwalker Ranch
Kind
and?
of.
Oh, fuck you!
Like-
You're just trying to monopolize.
See, like, and I don't know. You've watched the first season. You haven't watched the other seasons.
I think I watched part of the second
There's a
season.
big emphasis on a certain frequency. I think it's 106 kilohertz or whatever.
106.3.
Something kilohertz. Yeah. WKRP in Cincinnati.
Bang!
And they're trying. They're like the one episode I started to watch. It did kind of. They were kind of running experiments with that frequency.
I see.
Maybe that's the paranormal frequency.
I just love a Beyond Skinwalker Ranch. What do you think? What else do you think was on the list of options for titles? Skinwalker Ranch and other shit.
How to get rid of dragon.
God, and apparently he was like a beloved character.
You know what? He needs his own spinoff. And you know what it should be called?
Dragon.
Enter the Dragon.
Oh my God. Be like his first gay porn video. Enter the Dragon.
You know, speaking of gay porn.
Happy Pride Month.
Speaking of gay porn.
Speaking of gay porn. Happy Pride Month.
We will get into this true crime here in just a minute. But there's something I've thought about today that was really. You know how I enjoyed the movie Maverick.
Yeah.
But I hate it.
Top Gun Maverick.
Top Gun Maverick.
Not to be confused with
Mel Gibson.
Yes.
Top Gun Maverick. I enjoyed the movie,
Mm-hmm.
but the aftermath of it, I cannot stand because it has brought back 70 porn stash.
Oh, I mean,
Everybody has a 70s porn stash, which is the most hideous look of all time.
there's worse. At least it's not pork chop sideburns.
I don't know. It's close.
If you have both, it's cool. You're fine. You're in the green
Jesus
then.
Christ.
Is there anything else going on? Apparently, NASCAR's taking part in the Le Mans for the first time in however long.
Well, that's just stupid.
Oh, they like fully I don't know dick about it, but I guess they fully changed the aerodynamics of the cars and shit. I'm like, yeah, no shit, because those cars ain't meant to do 24-hour races,
No.
but they're gonna.
We'll see.
What else? Anything fun happen in the past week? Dog stopped having seizures.
Medicines.
That's good.
Better living through chemicals.
Shout out to Big Pharma.
We love the big pharma here.
Anything else?
No.
Really diving back deep into the Lost Civilization still.
Oh, with
What? Graham Hancock?
yeah.
That's part of it.
Okay.
And then other people as well. I'm finding my way. I'm sifting through. I actually listened to Graham Hancock when he was on, what's the name of Russell Brand's podcast?
Oh.
Surprisingly listenable. At least that one. That's the only one I've listened to.
I'm not a big fan of Russell Brand, but I can listen to him.
Pontificate.
Yes. I mean, I've listened to some of his, well, I don't think he's on YouTube anymore.
No, he starts on YouTube and then he goes exclusively to Rumble.
Yeah, I've watched some of his stuff, which he's a very bright guy.
Yeah, he's not an idiot.
And he's very fair in his opinions.
Mm.
It's rational.
Mm-hmm.
In which let's be honest, people like him in that field tend to go one way.
Yeah.
But he is very open-minded to all things, very common sense oriented.
Which is bullshit if you're not. You kind of have to be.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Also, The Machine fucking tanked apparently in its opening weekend.
No shit.
Made like $5 million.
Oh, poor bird.
Well, they did it on Memorial Day weekend.
That's supposed to be a big. I thought that.
Not this year, apparently, because it's not the only one. Apparently, like I looked into it, like 2 or 3 other like decently big releases also fucking flopped.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna have to go see it just to.
I mean, I was gonna go see it
help
anyway
Bird out.
because I want to see that, and I want to see Guardians 3 before it leaves theaters.
Yeah.
Because like I'm not the biggest movie theater person, but like some shit like that is cool to see in theaters. Just like when we went to see Avatar 2, like cool movie to see in theaters. You basically got to watch a whole movie about Kyogre from Pokemon
All right,
with a bunch of blue fucks.
I say we get into this true crime bullshit.
I guess
Well,
we're out. We're done with house cleaning.
I don't have anything else.
I don't think there's anything else crazy that's happened.
I mean, you're not coming out of the closet, so I think we're good.
I had a really enjoyable time last night when I tried to buy my boss a shot. I was like, fuck that, get him a shot. And he turned it straight around and said, no, get these two a shot. And we were like, yeah.
Yeah, we will talk about that for a minute.
What?
I went to pick you up from work.
Well, it was
at 5 o'clock. And what time did we get out of the bar?
Oh, like 10 something.
It took us 5 hours to get out of the bar.
Well, I stand by the argument of, well, one, we did get into some good conversations with several people that we both know.
Yes.
It was a good night of good conversation. And I stand by the fact that at one point I was like, are you going to have another one? And you were like, no, we can get out of here. I got stuff to do. And I was like, what do you have to do? And he was like, I got to go out tonight. And I was like, this is where you go out. And you were like, yeah. And I'm like, motherfucker, we're already here. Why go home and then come back? Let's just hang out for a while.
So that's pretty much, we never did, we were going to go get something to eat, and we did about 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
We stayed at the bar so long, I had to eat dinner there and then eat again because I'm a fat ass. All right.
Well, it's because you just fucking ordered, and you got 20 shrimp. I was like, Jesus Christ, are you trying to get iodine poisoning or mercury poisoning?
I ate them at the bar.
Yeah, you did.
Got
Slowly, very slowly
about
you ate
2 or
them.
3 at a time. Got them to go in the bag and slowly just.
I was singing fucking Rick Astley.
Yes.
There's some.
Well.
I remember there was some random couple I don't think I know across the bar, and they were enjoying the shit out of it. Because the guy we were sitting with was like, "I hate this fucking song," and I was like, "No, you don't. We're no strangers to love." That's if I watch, we're gonna get fucking copyright strike.
I think we're good. I don't think we played it long enough.
All right.
Let's get into this. What are we talking about?
Tonight we're talking about David Parker Ray, a.k.a. the Toy Box Killer.
First of all, fuck a motherfucker with 3 fucking names.
Yeah,
3
especially this
names.
twat waffle. Now, David Parker Ray was an American kidnapper, torturer, serial sexual assaulter. I have learned my lesson. You avoid that word.
You don't want to say
the R word.
Hard R.
And anybody who knows what we're talking about and is okay with that activity, go fuck yourself.
Public service announcement.
And he was also a suspected serial killer.
Suspected.
Yes.
Okay.
He was accused by his accomplices of killing several women and was suspected to have killed as many as 60 people from Arizona and New Mexico.
Well, it's Arizona and New Mexico.
Well, that's a lot of it. They theorize that a lot of they didn't find bodies, and they theorize that a lot of if the numbers they think were factual for his body count, they think a lot of them ended up just getting tossed down old mine shafts and shit like that in the desert.
Huh.
Which likely, I feel like, I mean, what are you gonna do? You're gonna one, you're not gonna find all the mine shafts and cave entrances. They're still discovering them. 2, you drop a fucking body down there, it's not gonna last long before it's just bones.
Didn't we bring this guy up in another episode where we were talking? Oh shit! OBS is acting up. We apologize.
Calm yourself. Oh, we're back.
We are back now. Sorry.
The name Toy Box Killer came from Ray's use of a soundproof trailer equipped with items used for sexual torture, which he himself referred to as the Toy Box.
Oh,
it was like an old tractor trailer up on blocks and shit.
Sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a really good guy. So let's get into this. Let's get right into the news.
Okay.
Excuse me. David Parker Ray was born on November 5th, 1939 in Belen, New Mexico, to Cecil Leland Ray and Nettie Opal Jensen.
Well, no wonder he's fucked up with the parents' names like that.
Cecil and Nettie. Seti.
Nettie Opal.
Nestle. Nestle Lee Crunch.
Whatever. I guess.
Speaking of, can we talk about the fact, what is a forgotten freshness for candy? So let's be real. Nestle Crunch is a good candy bar, no matter what anybody says about it.
Yes.
You remember Bunch of Crunch?
No, I do not
The
remember this.
little Crunch bar clusters, like they came in a box. You could get them at the movie theaters and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Back when everybody's mom wanted to get fucking snow caps
Welcome
for
to
some
Fat
reason.
Boy Radio.
I just don't understand snow caps.
Is that
They-
coconut shit?
Nah, it's like those dark chocolates with like little white sprinkles on them.
Oh, I'm
They look like
thinking
little
those-
dog shits with sprinkles.
I'm thinking of those big things with pink ball.
Snowballs.
Snowball, that's what I was thinking.
So I don't
yeah.
mind snowballs, even though I'm not a big coconut person.
I hate coconut.
But snow caps are as the kids say, snow caps are mid.
I'm old, so I don't understand what that says.
I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory.
Middle
Mid.
of the road?
Yeah.
Okay.
They weren't bad if you put them in
Average.
popcorn, though. You put snow caps in popcorn and mix it up, not bad.
Oh, okay.
Or like Milk Duds.
Okay.
You're welcome. That's your fat kid tip of the day. Right here from the GITN podcast. We need like a little animation that says, fat kid tip of the day. Because between the two of us, we could literally have at least one fat kid tip of the day every episode.
Helping the fat get fatter.
Yeah, like make 2 grilled cheeses and then use that as buns for a burger.
We are
Or cut a fucking Krispy Kreme donut in half and flip it over and grill the glazed parts, or grill the sliced part in the middle and then flip those over so your fingers don't get sticky and put a burger on that.
we are fighting back against the health craze.
Well, fuck
infecting
the
this
health.
country.
Fuck the health craze, because apparently we're allowed to like utilize and I think potentially buy quote unquote organic products from China, who has the worst air quality in the world. Fuck you, Whole Foods, you pieces of shit. Makes me just want to go to a pasture to plate and get a half a cow. Don't have anywhere to put it, but
All right.
so where was I? Yes.
Parents, Opal, and
David and his younger sister Peggy lived with his mother's disciplinarian parents, Russell and Dolly Parker, on a small ranch because of his parents' poor financial situation. Now, he deserved everything. Fuck this guy. Excuse me. Now, their father would visit from time to time, but was a violent alcoholic who would bring David magazines depicting sadomasochistic pornography. Which I'm surprised there was so much of a market for that in like the fucking 50s.
40s, 50s. They were just as fucked up as we were.
I mean, yeah, but I
Yeah.
didn't think it was like published.
Oh, I'm sure it was. There's probably a black market. I'm sure there was some.
Fair enough. I didn't think about that aspect.
Travis, little word, education on history. Human beings have always liked to fuck.
I know. I saw a picture. It was like a very phallical stone carving thing, and it was like, what was it? It was like model cucumber, circa 1300 BC. I'm like, yeah, okay, cucumber, yeah, because that's what they were doing. They were taking the time out of their day for days on end to chisel cucumbers out of stone, because they have to have fake fruits and vegetables for their cornucopia on whatever they called Thanksgiving before Christopher Columbus plundered the Native Americans.
Yes.
Still want to know what they want, what Native First Nations American, whatever the fuck want to be called. Because I was talking to somebody about it not too long ago. They were like, well, I don't understand why they don't like Native Americans. I'm like, because it wasn't fucking America. Like, they're not native to America. We named it America.
It's one of those things where you can't please anybody.
Damned if you're right, damned if you
Right.
don't. I like First Nations. That's what they call them in Canada.
I guess.
Or Indigenous.
Yes. I mean, that's fair.
The great and wise natives of this land.
That's fair. But you can't please anybody. Everybody's somebody's always going to get butthurt about something.
That's fair. That's true. Now, David was bullied by his peers at Mountaineer High School because of his shyness, which led him to abusing alcohol and drugs from a young age.
Don't want to hear your excuses,
Right.
David.
Now, David's sister found a stash of sadomasochistic drawings and pornographic pictures of bondage practices, and the two became estranged because of this. Fair.
Well, obviously, she would be really pissed off in today's porn world with sister porn.
Well, yeah, fair enough. I was going to say it's his sister. I feel like that's just weird. Like, but,
Just saying.
woe is me. My brother's got porno. It's not the fact that your brother has porno. It's that, like, how old was he at this time?
That would be good information to have. So 39. So somewhere
Probably
in
too young.
the late 40s, early 50s.
Now, I will say, I will warn you, this story jumps around a little bit over time. But so David would go on to work as a mechanic after school, including being a mechanic in his time in the U.S. Army, from which he was honorably discharged. Yeah.
That's a shocker.
Now, after leaving the military, he got a job working as a maintenance man for the New Mexico Parks Department in Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. Who the fuck named that town? Fuck you.
Did they just walk around playing Truth or Consequences?
I don't know, but they fuck off. That's just not a good name for a town.
Here's the thing about that. If you're going to play that, I'm always taking Truth because I don't give a shit.
And also, what the fuck? Hopefully they didn't let this person name any other towns anywhere. They'd be like, oh, welcome to our new town. We just named it. What'd you name it? Town next to a river with a red building. That's a sick name.
Only in New Mexico.
Yeah, fair enough.
We're covering New Mexico a lot on this podcast.
Yeah.
Here lately.
Oh, there's a lot going on there for not having anything going on there. Now, in 1997, David met 37-year-old Cindy Hendy. Cindy Hendy. Real name, swear fo God. Now, Cindy worked at a state park and was fleeing charges of grand theft and drug charges in Washington State when they met. So we're off to a bang-up start. The two became romantically involved and bonded over their shared violent sexual fantasies.
Well, everybody's got somebody for them.
Yeah, I mean, how could this go wrong, you know? Now, by the time David met Cindy, he had been married and divorced 4 times and had 2 children, one of whom, his daughter Glenda Jessie Jean Ray, was an accomplice to some of her father's crimes later on. So, you know, it's like better half went to the fucking Hank Williams concert yesterday. It's a family tradition.
At least our little buddy up the street's not blaring Hank Jr.
He was listening to music, but it wasn't Hank.
He's diversifying his musical taste here lately.
Yeah, into like AC/DC.
Which, I'm not going to complain.
We all know I'm not the biggest AC/DC fan. All due respect to them, I get it, but like, if I have to hear Thunderstruck or Back in Black in a bar one more fucking time, I'm going to drive my head through a goddamn sheet glass window.
I feel your pain.
And all those people are like, drink every time they say Thunderstruck. No. Well, why not? Oh, hold on. Let me explain this one more time. Because no. Because that's dumb, and we're adults. I will say, though, we should bring back the game Wizard Staff. Have you played Wizard Staff?
No, I am not a dork, and I get late.
Oh, no, Wizard Staff is fun. You drink, and every time you finish a beer, you duct tape the empty beer to the bottom of your new one, and every so often there's like you lay out a set of rules, and it's like you get to like 5, and you can like pick your poison. You can like be like, nobody can say this word until everybody gets to this many beers. And then you get to 10, and you can be like, you can only drink with your left hand, or you have to chug your beer. And I tell you what, them fucking Wizard Staffs get pretty tall after a while.
Throw in a shot. What do you tape the fucking glass to it?
All bets are off. No, that's those are extracurricular.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those are not within the bounds of the game. Wizard Staff or battle shots.
Maybe next time we're at the bar, we'll try that. I got duct tape in the car.
Have you ever played battle? Well, we don't have bottles at the fucking bar we go to, or cans.
Oh, that's true.
You get real shifty. We should do it with bottles. We'll just flip them every other one. Have a nice little handle where the long necks come together.
Yeah.
Somebody get stabbed on accident for sure.
It's okay.
Or battle shots. Battle shots is a good one. You ever play that one?
Yep.
You take 2 pizza boxes, preferably, because it makes life easy, and you flip them up and you tape them together, and then you make a battlefield thing on there, or a battleship course on there, and you like make your boats out of shots, and you play battleship.
That's actually smart.
I fucking vomited profusely playing that game in New York off of I think it was like raspberry vodka. It was fucking terrible. It was super gross. Anyway, so by the time sorry, I already read that part. Fuck me. Jesse actually tried to warn his daughter, Jessie, actually tried to warn the FBI about her father's criminal activity in 1986, and FBI agent Doug Beldon recalled Jessie Ray's claims and said She, quote, she alleged that David Parker Ray was abducting and torturing women and selling them to buyers in Mexico. Also makes sense. Between that and the throwing them down the fucking mine shafts and shit. Pretty good ways to get rid of victims. So, wait, what the okay, there we go. So, David Parker Ray repurposed a cargo trailer that he had put on his property, as we were talking about earlier with the toy box thing. The door of this trailer had 2 deadbolts, and upon entering, it had a sign which read, "The Devil's Den." There's also another thing that said something along the lines of, like, "I'm very busy, so politely piss off," or something like that. And I was
I like that.
yeah,
That should be put on a shirt.
if you took that and separated it from the scenario at hand, it'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, at the center of the room was a gynecological chair equipped with straps, electroshock equipment, and other kinds of restraints and tools, if you will. There was a camera set up in view of the chair in the trailer, and above the chair was a mirror and a TV, which allowed him to make sure his victims had to watch what was happening to them while he was torturing them and assaulting them.
That's just mean.
Yeah. There was also numerous sex toys, torture implements, syringes, and detailed diagrams showing ways of inflicting pain. And there was a homemade electrical generator to electrocute his victims. You can feed her. Are we going to pause? Wait for it? Oh, okay. Fuck it. Now, it's believed that Ray spent up to, you ready for it? $100,000 on this trailer between purchasing the trailer and equipping it. We're talking, like, there was massive amounts of sex toys and, like, whips and chains and all the kind of shit that Rihanna's into. Like, even, like, ones that he made himself. There was one that was, like, there was just this huge dildo with, like, fucking spikes on the bottom of it, like, going outward. So, basically, in theory, if he were to use it on one of his victims and they, like, struggled or moved around, these spikes would just stab him in the legs and shit. It's a real piece of work, this guy we're talking about tonight. This is why I said in the beginning, careful now, because this gets a little rough. No pun intended. Now, Ray sexually tortured and presumably killed his victims using whips, chains, pulleys, straps, clamps, leg spreader bars, surgical blades, electric shock machines, and saws. If anybody is wondering, Phil was just scratching his balls off camera before he sat back down.
That's nice of me to do.
It was even funnier to say it on live and on the microphone so everybody that's listening knows what we do. We feed dogs and scratch our nuts off camera and shit. So you're not missing that much on the YouTube live stream other than our ugly fucking faces talking shit. Now, are we up to speed so far? Yes. With this depravity of this piece of shit?
He had a lot of sex toys, spent $100,000 on.
Dude, you will no. Like, if you don't, let me gather myself. You already kind of have to hate this fucking guy, and you'll just continue to hate him more throughout the story. Now, there was a black and red robe found in the trailer along with a clipboard next to it that was assumed to be a ledger of the date of these women's kidnappings, along with numbers that are believed to be how many times that particular person was sexually assaulted or beaten.
Well, if you're going to be a serial killer and do horrible things to people, at least keep good notes.
I guess.
I like organization.
I mean, yeah. Be good or be good at it, I guess, right. Type of deal.
I'm down.
Now, there was also a corkboard covered with pictures and drawings of women that had probably been tortured and assaulted in the trailer. Some of them, which definitely. What are you looking for?
My phone. What did I do with my phone? Oh, well.
Is it in your butt? Is it in your hoodie pocket?
No.
Is it in your pocket?
No.
All right, well, I'm out of ideas.
I don't give a shit.
So we're going to move on. Now, above that board was a sign that said, "The Lore of Satanism." So it's basically just him being a douchebag and having like a little shrine to his debauchery.
So now, does he identify as a Satanist?
I didn't see anything that said so. I think he was very into mind games. He's a real cockbag in that way. Well, he's a cockbag in a lot of ways. Let's not tie down his cockbaggedness to one realm of cockbaggery. He had a whole cock bag full of cockbaggery. Just a plethora of cocks and bags. Like, like if Larry Flint was like a mall Santa. Just a big bag of cocks.
Okay.
We're on the same page there? Good. Get it? Got it? Good. Now, along with that corkboard, there was a list of reminders for David Parker Ray, such as a woman will say anything or do anything to get loose.
I think we can go out on a limb and say anybody would say anything.
Yeah, you would think.
I don't think it's. I think women are getting a bad rap here.
No.
I know I would.
Yeah, also talking about all the things someone will do or say to get out of the situation, including excuses, which he referred to as, quote, sob stories. The list ended with him reminding himself that if the woman was worth taking, they were worth keeping, and that they had to be hypnotized before they could be released.
I don't think this sounds like a good plan.
Yeah. Now, surprisingly efficient somehow. For at least some of the cases, because again, we're talking about potentially like 60-something people, so somewhere in the 50s never got found or anything like that.
I'm just saying, if you're going to let them go, I do not trust hypnosis enough to. If I'm going to be a serial killer,
Well,
and kidnap people.
you'll hear more. There's like it's like chemical hypnosis, so we'll get into that.
Okay.
Now, again, along the
And
walls,
sleep.
yeah, like. Just going across, like you're just looking at walls full of just dildos and cattle prods and restraint systems and like homemade sex. Not even they're not even sex toys. They're, at this point, they're sexual torture devices.
Well, if he kidnapped me, I'd walk in there and say, "Now we're having a party, baby."
You'd be like, put that giant dildo down on the ground and watch old Phil do a cannonball.
Now you're speaking my language.
Yes, sir. Now, among the multiple things found on this wall of debauchery, there was a wooden apparatus believed to be used to hold a victim in place while they were sexually assaulted by himself, his friends, or possibly even his dogs.
His dogs? Did you
Yes.
say dogs?
Yes. It is alleged.
What kind of dogs are we talking?
I don't know.
We're talking about Samson kind of
I don't
dogs?
know. It would-
or
but
chalupa kind of
I don't
dog?
think it matters. But it was alleged that like he would put like a pheromone or something on the person to like get all. But yeah, so
Well,
that's
the male version of chalupa, if that dog sexually assaulted me, I don't think I'd feel anything.
I think that's besides the point.
But if
I think
Samson sexually assaulted me, I'm walking funny for a few days.
I think we're focusing on the wrong
Okay.
fact here.
Okay.
I think it's just the fact that there was potentially dogs being used to sexually assault these women.
Okay.
I think that's the main point here.
Okay, fuck me for being an asshole, just asking the hard-hitting questions.
Now, Ray would often play an audio tape recording of his voice for his victims whenever they regained consciousness. Jesus Christ. What? We'll address that later. Now, Ray detailed how he would occasionally release his captives after severely drugging them to induce amnesia to prevent women from reporting the assaults. Now, this is a quote from one of his videos.
Okay.
I get off on mind games. After we get completely through with you, you're going to be drugged up real heavy with a combination of sodium pentothal and phenobarbital. They are both hypnotic drugs that will make you extremely susceptible to hypnosis, auto-hypnosis, and hypnotic suggestion. You're going to be kept drugged a couple of days while I play with your mind. By the time I get through brainwashing you, you're not going to remember a fucking thing about this little adventure.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
I'm not an expert on kidnapping and drugging people, but
Thank God.
aren't those things hard to get? Sodium pentothal. And
You would think.
I think to be a nice paper. Well, we are talking about the 80s, so I mean.
And we're also like, no, this was like the 90s and shit too.
Okay, no, but I
But-
think there'd be a paper trail. I just don't think any time.
not if
Dick,
you're
or
getting that
Harry
shit
could go
black-
down to the fucking drugstore, down to CVS, and pick that shit up.
No, but I'd imagine it's pretty fucking easy to get on the black market.
Okay, fair enough.
You can get everything else on the fucking black market. You know what I mean? So I doubt that it'd be very hard to get that. Now, in 1999, David and Cindy met Cynthia Vigil in Albuquerque, where she was working as a sex worker. David offered Cynthia $20 for oral sex, and when she agreed and entered his RV, Cindy Hendy, I had to throw her last name in there again, helped David tie her up and gag her before they drove her over a little over an hour away, which was they were heading back to the toy box.
Did he at least give her $20?
Probably not.
I mean, that seems like a fair deal.
I don't think that's a fair deal at all.
Well, I'm just on his part. He's getting a bargain.
Fuck him. He shouldn't get anything.
Well, I'm just saying.
No, you need to stop arguing for the fucking serial killers and sexual assault people.
I'm not arguing.
It's not a good look.
I'm not arguing. I'm just saying if she agreed to $20.
No, the thing to take away from that is sex workers need to better know how to value their trade.
I'm not.
Well, I mean, I guess $20 is like a decent amount of money. If there's in 99, not really. $20 would fill your car up in 99,
and then some. And get a six-pack.
Yeah, that was back before 9/11.
Yeah.
Okay, so $20 is a trip to the gas station in 99.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Get you a big gulp and some gas, and like a pack of fucking Kentucky's best menthols. Ugh.
Okay, I'll quit siding with the serial killers. I'm sorry. Just playing devil's advocate here.
I mean, if it's like, oh, he was 6 and his dad beat him with a stick just for speaking, like then you can be like, oh, that's fucked up.
Okay.
But when we're talking about sexual assault, especially when dogs come in, there's no argument. Look at where the fuck. Since when do you hang out with us?
Julia said, dog sex? What are you talking about?
It's going to be okay. It is weird. She never comes over here when we're in here. Now, where was I?
Cynthia
Yes.
escaped.
Now, no, not yet.
Oh,
Cynthia was restrained at the toy box and woke up to a video of David explaining what was going to happen to her, which I think is really fucked up. It's literally Saw.
So you're saying Saul ripped off this guy?
I mean, if you think about it, like he's abducting people and they're waking up to videos of him explaining what's going to happen to them. We're going to play a game.
I mean, I admire the work he's put into this. He thought this through.
I'm not going to say I will give him credit, but like I will acknowledge, like, if you're going to do it, fucking do it at least. You know what I mean? You're spending $100,000 on this shit. Like, at least there's that.
I admire the preparation. Now,
Yes,
if you could just channel this into something more productive.
Right. Instead of the fuck trailer, why don't you make it like a traveling veterinary office? Or for,
mobile breast exams before they were a thing.
To play devil's advocate, literally almost anything other than what you used it for. Mobile slaughterhouse, better than this.
That is true.
Like mobile safe needle heroin dispensary, better than this.
Condom handout.
Literally anything. So, that being said, we move forward. Now, Cynthia did escape after 3 days of captivity on March 22nd of 1999. To escape, she waited until Ray had gone to work and then unlocked her chains with keys that Cindy Hindi had left on a nearby table. Cindy noticed Cynthia was attempting to escape and a fight ensued. Girl fight, like in the trailer in Kill Bill 2, when she plucked that bitch's eye out.
Was that Vivica A. Fox or?
No, Vivica A. Fox was the one she killed in front of her daughter.
Lucy Lou's one?
No, Lucy Lou's the one she had the samurai fight in the snow. That was
But didn't she have
the blonde?
Lucy?
No, I don't think so. The blonde one. Fuck.
In like a restaurant or something.
Was it Bo Derek?
Oh yeah, Bo Derek.
Yeah, she already had one eye.
The black mamba.
Yeah, and she already had one eye, and then she snatched the other one out, like Pai Mei.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great movie.
In Buck's trailer.
Great movies.
Oh, and phenomenal. I'm now going to have to watch them. I haven't watched them in forever. Now, during the struggle, Hindi broke a lamp on Cynthia's head, but she unlocked her chains somehow anyway and stabbed Hindi in the neck with an ice pick. Fucking good for you, girl.
I've actually never seen an ice pick.
Like in person?
In real life.
I have. Surprisingly. We used to have one at work, I think.
With the invention of ice cubes, in ice cube trays.
Well, yeah, but now we're getting to the point where all those fancy bars be making like square ice cubes and shit like that, and they chip them off of giant ice blocks.
Oh yeah. I don't go to a fancy bar, so I wouldn't know.
That, sir, will be $14.72 for 2.24 ounces of bourbon and 7 pounds of ice. Thank you for your patronage. Politely fuck off now. Come and see us next week where we raise our prices by $6 and add no bourbon but more ice. Come to Ladies' Night where it's a dick-shaped ice in a cocktail glass. I love seeing those videos of people, like, they do all that artisan glass and shit, and they'll be, like, in tall glasses, and people have, like, this $14 or $15, like, mojito, and you grab this big-ass ice cube and pull it out, and there's, like, that much fucking liquid actually in the cup. It's fucking bullshit.
That's why when I get fountain drinks, I love these people that fill the ice up.
Just enough. Like, just a scoop of ice.
You're getting screwed.
It's already cold.
Yes.
You just enough to keep it cold until you drink it.
That much ice. A good 3 inches of ice.
Yeah. Oh. When we both know what a good 3 inches is like.
You're going 3 inches deep all day long.
What is it? I saw a fucking video. It was like when you give her the first 2 inches and she says deeper, and it's like, there's one left. there can be only one. Anyways, so yeah, she stabbed a bitch in the neck with an ice pick. Good, fuck her. She fled while wearing only an iron slave collar and padlock chains. So she basically took off like Princess Leia.
Oh, the cast iron bra. Oh.
Yeah. Well, minus that even. So she ran down the road looking for help, which she did find in a nearby homeowner who took her in, comforted her, and called the police. Good job.
And was that the order she did the shit in?
I hope so. Either way, honestly, call the police is probably the first thing.
That's what I was saying.
If we walk out there and there's a naked chick on the front porch with a fucking collar on, the cops are on the phone before the door's all the way open.
Well, hold on a minute. I'm just joking.
Like, any naked human being ends up on the front porch, the cops are getting called ASAP.
In this town, absolutely.
In any town, in a ritzy town, I feel like it's even more dangerous. I feel like then you're in some real shit. Then you're gonna be like,
swinging party went awry and she got confused.
You're gonna be like, I knew that guy that moved in across the street looked like Jeffrey Epstein. I'm so glad he died.
Or did he?
Hot take. Now, she did lead officials to the trailer, and police detained David Parker Ray and Cindy Hindi. Again, like I already said, that it does jump around a little bit because it's all discombobulated how stuff came out because we don't know what he actually did. We don't know how many people he actually may have killed or assaulted, all that shit.
Yeah.
So it takes this for then after that occurrence, another victim named Angelica Montano came forward with a similar story to that of Vigil. She said that she had been held captive by Ray and after Hindi invited her to her house to pick up a cake mix. How the fuck does something so terrible start with such humble beginnings?
A cake mix? You had me a cake mix.
Right. Like, and it's New Mexico, so I'm assuming she was probably doing this chick a super favor. She's like, hey, we're in New Mexico. You need a cake for somebody's birthday. I have Betty Crocker at the house. That way, you don't have to drive 6.5 hours to Walmart because we're in New Mexico.
I'm just saying, you want me to do anything you offer cake.
Hey, we're in New Mexico. Dirt cake. Sand cake. Coming right up, kids. Happy birthday. Shut the fuck up and eat it. I slaved in the kitchen for hours. Now, after being tortured and sexually assaulted, Montano convinced the pair to release her along the highway where she was picked up by an off-duty cop and told him what happened. But he didn't believe her and dropped her off at a bus stop.
What a cockbag.
Yeah. The fuck? Even if you don't believe somebody, when somebody tells you that story, you at least involve the police for your own safety.
Maybe do a teeny bit of investigation.
I'm not even saying that, but involve some type of authority, even though you are an authority figure. You're just off duty. How the fuck are you going to be an off-duty cop and you're not even going to report it?
Hey, he just got off a 12-hour shift. He wasn't having
I don't give a shit. You can't even call somebody like, hey, Greg, you still on the clock? Hey, tell Cap, give me a call real quick. Well, I guess he probably didn't have. Well, no, he probably had a cell phone. It was like 97, maybe not.
99, hell,
A car phone,
No, 99. I had
a brick.
no. Well, it wasn't a break, but
Hold on, I'm getting a phone call. Hello.
no. By 99, we had the good flip phones, or the half flip phones where it just flips down.
Yeah, into the pull up.
Pull
Yeah.
up antenna. I'm trying to think. Let's see. My daughter was born in 97. I had a cell phone then. No, by 99,
Oh,
you had some decent flip phones.
it's pretty cool. No cameras yet.
But the motherfuckers lasted forever.
Oh yeah, there's a regular at my job
You
that
could-
like just in the last couple of years like finally got a smartphone.
You could run over those some bitches with a semi.
Are those like Nokia 6210s and shit?
Still work.
Back when you used to go to the mall and you used to get the screw-on light-up fucking antennas and shit, and the batteries that like you put a sticker on them, and when you get a phone call, they'd light up.
Yeah. And of course now you got an iPhone or an Android, you fart on them and they quit working.
I mean, mine's been alright. I do need to replace my screen protector though. I haven't done that yet. Still don't know how the fuck I got like a perfect line break right across the center of my screen.
How do we get off on these tangents?
If we don't, we're gonna have 10-minute shows.
Some people might like that.
It'd probably be better off, honestly. Now, she later called police about the incident, but there had been no follow-up.
Of course.
Way to drop the fucking ball on this one, New Mexico polices. Now, police also identified another victim, Kelly Garrett, from a videotape which dated from 1996. Now, Kelly Garrett was found alive in Colorado after police identified her from a tattoo on her ankle. She testified that she had gotten in a fight with her husband and decided to spend the night playing pool with her friends.
That's always a good idea.
Yeah. Now, Ray's daughter, Jessie, who we've already talked about, who knew Garrett, took her to the Blue Water Saloon and may have drugged her beer while they were there drinking. And Jessie offered Garrett a ride home, but instead took Garrett to her dad's house. Kelly Garrett said that she endured 2 days of torture before Ray drove her back to her home. Which is... I saw a couple different versions of that. Like one, like he might have taken her home. He might have possibly tried to slit her throat and leave her for dead. And then her husband may or may not have been like, fuck you, you're just lying and cheating on me, and like divorced her and shit. Yeah, I don't know. The interesting situations here. Now, excuse me. This has all already happened. He's been detained, all that shit. So the FBI sent 100 agents to examine his property and surroundings, but no identifiable human remains were ever found. It's the desert. That's not really that surprising. Just ask the mafia in Vegas. Now, the FBI had spoken to Ray as early as 1989 in connection with his business manufacturing and selling bondage-related sexual devices. What?
I'm still looking for my phone. I just went here to there. My phone's gone. Maybe that ghost
Is it on top of the fridge?
Continue. This is going to drive.
All right. Welcome to the podcast. We are good at stuff. Found it. Now, Ray was accused separately for the crimes against Cynthia Vigil, Angelica Montano, and Kelly Garrett. Prosecutors said this damaged their case, actually, because each woman's story would otherwise have corroborated and bolstered the other's account. So, take that as you will. They tried him for 3 different trials, even though allegedly, according to the prosecuting attorneys, the 3 being tried together and telling their story in the same trial would have corroborated one another and made more of a stronger case against him. So, kind of dropped the ball on that one, but whatever. Now, the trial for the crimes against Kelly Garrett resulted in a mistrial after 2 jurors said they found her story unbelievable. After a retrial, Ray was convicted on all 12 counts that were involved in that particular trial. Now, a week into his trial for his crimes against Vigil, Ray agreed to a plea bargain and was sentenced in 2001 to 224 years in prison for numerous offenses in the abduction and sexual torture of 3 young women.
Whoa. He agreed to a plea deal? He was such a douchebag and piece of shit. The best plea deal he could get was 224 years?
Now, wait. The plea deal was to obtain leniency for his daughter.
Well, I think they... yeah, okay. I get it.
Whatever. Fuck her too, though. Now, Ray's daughter, Jessie, was charged with kidnapping and criminal sexual penetration, to which she pled no contest and received a 30-month sentence and an additional 5 years to be served on probation. 2.5 years for kidnapping and criminal sexual penetration. Fuck all, 2.5 years. How good? What the fuck are you talking? Fuck whoever made that plea deal for him. 2.5 years? No, fuck you. Both of you are going to jail.
You know
Well,
I don't disagree with this. What I'm about to say, it might piss some people off, but you know how they want equality?
yeah.
That's not equal.
Well, it's like I'm saying, like, I understand that he took a plea deal to try to lessen the case against his daughter, or the punishment for his daughter, but like 30 months? Are you shitting me?
Right.
Like, kidnapping in some states is like, I think can be
Bare
25 to life.
Oh, I thought it was like bare minimum 10 years.
Well, no, I'm talking like I'm pretty sure that kidnapping can carry up to 25 to life in some states.
Jesus.
And she got 23 or 30 months, 2.5 fucking years, and 5 years of probation. Fuck the 5 years of probation. Who gives a shit about that? That doesn't even count. Fucking assholes.
That makes no sense to me.
Right. Now, in 1999, Jesse's boyfriend, Dennis Roy Yancey, pleaded guilty to the 1997 murder of 22-year-old Marie Parker. Now, Marie Parker was, as the story goes, Dennis Yancey's former girlfriend.
Oh.
Yes. Now, Yancey confessed to helping Jessie Ray lure Parker into captivity in her father's trailer. He also said that Parker was tortured and that Ray forced him to strangle the woman to death on tape. Yes. So there's apparently footage of him strangling this young girl. Now, he was also charged with kidnapping, 2 counts of conspiracy to commit a crime, and tampering with evidence. And he was sentenced to 30 years, which also seems pretty fucking light. But
I'll take 30 years over 30 months any day.
Catch this. In 2010, Yancey was paroled after serving 11 years in prison, and 3 months after his release, he was charged with violating parole and was remanded to custody, where he remained until 2021.
Huh.
So he got out in 2021.
Nice.
After being out already. So good job, fucko. Now, in 2000, we're almost done. Cindy Hendy, who testified against Ray, received a 36-year sentence for her role in the crimes, and she was scheduled to receive parole in 2017 and was released on July 15th, 2019 after serving 2 years of her parole in prison. God damn it. So, yeah. So this fucking hoe bag did, what, 19 years for her part in all this?
Huh.
And
really?
Now David Parker Ray had got the 224-year sentence. He died of a heart attack before serving any actual prison time.
Oh, you gotta be... What a bummer.
Yeah, right? You know how I feel like they would have had a fucking field day with his asshole in prison.
I would think so.
For the shit that he did. Now, I threw this in at the end. Cynthia Vigil went on to found Street Safe New Mexico, which is a volunteer harm reduction nonprofit that works with sex workers and other vulnerable people living on the streets, along with her business partner, Christine Barber.
I have a question. I'm not really knowledgeable in the sex worker industry.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought they had, they were like strippers. You know, I've seen some strippers in my day that do private shows.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a guy who was like the bodyguard for strippers.
Yeah.
They went.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that what the pimp does?
I don't know.
I mean, I know if
I can't say I have too much of a high level of knowledge in this particular.
If I was going to sell my body for sex, granted I would starve, but that's beside the point. I think I would have a backup plan.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Well, I would starve too, because nobody, like I was talking about last night, nobody can afford me anyway.
Yeah, because charge by the pound.
Yes, like boar's head roast beef. Whatever boar's head roast beef is per pound, that is my going rate. In case anybody was wondering.
You know, I guess I understand like where we live. There's going to be, I'm sure maybe the higher class escorts do have that.
Mm-hmm.
More of a security type system in place.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm not trying to be mean or rude here, but the streetwalkers probably don't.
Yeah.
For lack of whatever they're called. I mean, I don't mean any disrespect to them, but
now the only other thing I have on here is some suspected victims. So this isn't even fully attached, but Billy Ray Bowers, 53, disappeared from Phoenix on September 25th of 88. And on September 28th of 1989, the body of an unknown man wrapped in a blue tarp was found by a fisherman in Macria Cove at Elephant Butte Lake in Elephant Butte, New Mexico. No ID found. He'd been shot in the back of the head. Unidentified dissident was ultimately identified as Bowers in March of 99 when authorities made dental record comparisons. So, yeah, I mean... Again, not unlikely, but can't be proven. 22-year-old Jill Suzanne Troya, last seen on the Frontier restaurant in the 2400 block of East Central in Albuquerque, New Mexico, during the late evening of September 30th, 1995. Went to a bar with friends, witnesses reported that her friend Glenda, and Troya had an argument. Well, girlfriend. Had an argument, and... Glenda later told police that she left Troy at the Frontier restaurant and left with her father, Ray. Dun dun. And that she and David went to the Elephant Butte Reservoir in southern New Mexico. Troy has never been heard from again. And Ray wrote detailed accounts of sexual tortures and burials of victims, including one which he described as an Asian woman who fit Troya's description. Yes. Let's see. Among possessions associated with victims was a 2-page letter dated June 1990 to a young woman named Connie from an Australian man named Mark. And according to Ray's journal, Connie was a white woman that he abducted and murdered in December of 1995. She was 18 years old, had long blonde hair, a birthmark on her chest, and was 160 centimeters tall. I don't know how the fuck tall that is in freedom units. And the Australian Federal Police and FBI conducted an investigation hoping to locate Mark so that he would be able to identify Connie and her family and friends to identify Connie and her family and friends, but were unable to do so, and her remains have not been located or linked to an existed unidentified or missing persons case. Yeah, a lot of these are suspected, but they actually make a lot of sense to me.
Right.
It fits the bill. Sylvia Parker, 22, homeless woman living on the shores of Elephant Butte Lake, was an acquaintance of Ray's via his daughter, who supplied her with meth and cocaine. She was also the mother of 2 children, living with them in a tent she had borrowed from David. And the police later discovered that Parker's boyfriend at the time was Dennis Yancey.
Oh.
Yes. Now, Parker's disappearance on July 5th, 1997, was when she was abducted and subjected to several days of torture before accomplice Yancey strangled her to death under orders by Ray.
This is the videotape?
Yes.
Okay.
This is I don't understand how this is alleged, but I guess it's because I guess I don't know. If you don't see a confirmed she's dead, maybe I don't know. But that's the one he copped to. And then Ralph Tudor, 61 years old, on June 30th, 1999, lived in El Paso. He was fishing in Elephant Butte Lake. Caught on his fishing line was an 80-pound gunny sack filled with what he thought was animal flesh. The sack was also, quote, split along the seam. He then suspected it was human body parts and alerted the authorities. Now, the gunny sack was determined to contain human flesh but no organs or bones. This meant that the unidentified victim was mutilated and dismembered before being dumped in the lake. And allegedly, Ray said, quote, "The thing to do is cut them down the belly, scoop out their guts, fill the chest cavity with cement weights, and then use baling wire to wrap them up." Furthermore, state police found bone fragments in Elephant Butte Lake belonging to a human leg in 2011, and the DNA identified the victim as a female, but she was not linked to any reported missing women.
So this guy was a major cock.
All of those make sense.
You know, how do you bring this up to your daughter
I think it was just kind of a thing the whole time.
To get into something like this. You know what I was thinking?
I feel like it was just
honey?
a part of her childhood.
I guess.
Because mind you, like I don't know which wife she was from, because he had been married and divorced like 4 times before he started fucking around with old Cindy Hindi.
Well, for one, what did we learn from this?
Maybe don't fucking marry him.
I think don't fuck around with women that their name rhymes.
Yeah.
That's my rule 1. If your name, first and last name rhyme, there's no dicking down.
I feel like that goes anywhere for anybody. Like no matter what gender
nothing
they choose.
good's gonna happen.
I can't disagree.
So, if there's any ladies out there with rhyming names, don't call me. It's gonna be a hard pass.
I don't think you're gonna have to worry about that one anyway.
Womp womp. That was a little hurtful. Travis.
Facts. But
it's all right.
To the person asking, yes, we're open on Sundays, but I don't work weekends. I'm assuming they're talking about where I work. Well, you work Sunday night into Monday morning.
Yes.
So yeah, that's the story of this piece of shit. He's a fucker.
Well, it sounds like it's a group. The whole group.
Oh yeah, it's like this whole family's fuck-a-lucked.
No, but he's an enigma. What?
Enigma.
That's what I'm trying to say. Thank you.
Careful with that middle part.
Because he's put a lot of money into his trail, $100,000.
Allegedly. That's too much.
Yeah.
Hashtag too much.
Was very organized, took great notes. But was very careless in his methodology.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not very good in execution.
Right. If you're going to if you're going to torture people, and that is what gets you off, I'm not condoning it in any way, shape, or form.
You should probably, again, we're not, but if I was to do it, you would think that one would eliminate those people.
Yes. If I'm ever abducted and my abductor says, you know what, just cooperate, we'll let you out of there.
Yeah. Well, and there's
I
also
know it's bullshit. You're not going to let me leave.
Right. And there's also the fact that you would think that somebody as fucked as this dude, you would think like the ultimate pinnacle of the situation would be killing these people.
Well, maybe. I mean, his MO was just, he got off on the torture. I mean,
so you think he went through all this stuff and did all this crazy, horrible stuff to people, and then like if one of them happened to die on his watch, he's just sitting there like, oh my god, 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 what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? It's so gross.
Probably. That would be funny. That'd make for a great scene in a movie.
It would. I'll give you that. Not a great scene in real life, great scene in a movie.
And Will Ferrell playing the part. I might watch that.
Like fucking do it just like that MacGruber scene when all his friends died. He's like, oh no, they're all dead.
I learned. Once again, recap. Your names rhyme. I'm not fucking with you, and I'm not driving through New Mexico.
If your names rhyme, you get no time, and New Mexico, no.
Give New Mexico back to make it Old Mexico.
That's our next T-shirt. New Mexico, no. New Mexico, no thank you. No, New Mexico, no gracias.
I ain't having it. Anybody with truth or consequences in New Mexico? Any state that can't name their fucking cities, like
Truth and Consequences.
Truth or Consequences. Was that the name of the?
That was one of the towns.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Eat a dick.
Any state that can't name their cities with a burg or a town or a ville.
That's a 6-syllable town name.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's right. I still do the claps to figure out the syllables. Truth and Consequences.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, fuck off with Truth and Consequences. I love how we talk about all this terrible stuff, and this is like the ending note of this whole thing is fuck the town called Truth and Consequences. I'm sure it's lovely.
That's what bothers us the most.
I'm sure it's a beautiful town, probably a great place to live, but it's got a terrible fucking name. It just shouldn't be a thing. That's like New Hampshire. Where the fuck is Old Hampshire?
Good point.
Well, it's in England. It's like New York.
Oh, yeah.
New England.
I got you.
New Brunswick. Hello, New Brunswick. Fuck, what movie is that from?
I have no idea.
I can't remember either. Is there anything else we need to talk about?
No, I'm good.
Kind of hungry.
I don't know what we're going to do next week. I'm just happy we made 2 Saturdays in a row.
Right?
We are.
I was literally preparing this episode like up until basically we're gonna go live at 8. I was pretty much finishing everything up at like 7:56.
I would say 7:45.
Well, by the time the title and everything went out, why the fuck did I peek so hard right there? Bah!
Oh, hello. But, hey, we're doing what we can. That's all we can do.
We're trying for you. All 12 of you.
I will say this, we have popped up in some more charts.
I haven't even looked.
Lebanon.
What is it with fucking like Muslim countries?
Countries love us.
Right? Like, I don't know if that's a good thing that we're so popular in Lebanon and Nigeria. Nigeria's cool. Maybe Iron Bibby listens to us.
Maybe.
It'd be kind of cool. Bibby, hit us up. Hit me up on the gram, bruh.
Matter of fact, look, let's see. I think I got that email. Let's just look.
What email? About the charts?
Yes.
Last time I saw it, we were just in Nigeria.
Oh, no, I looked.
So I'll be honest, I don't pay that much attention anymore. I just let the organic happen.
Let's see.
Even though there's nothing organic happening. We need to
Which
reminds
just
me.
Lebanon. We're just on 2 different categories in Lebanon.
Well, while we're on the subject, incoming, I guess probably TikToks and YouTube shorts and shit, hopefully soon. Because, we need to get back on our shit.
We're getting back on it.
And I also I'm seriously considering starting another Instagram because they still have us fucking shadow banned.
Maybe people just don't like us. Have you ever thought about
I filed a complaint and everything, like asked them to take the ban down and everything. And we're still fucking shadow banned.
Maybe they just don't like us.
I think that we're just so small they just don't give a fuck.
But
most of our Instagram growth came in the like 6 months before that, so I'm like, fuck it, I'll just keep doing the same thing I was doing and start a new one, and we'll probably get more followers even faster.
That'll work. We can do that.
Bunch of hoes. I'll just put the link to the new one in our current one.
Bitches.
Fuck Meta.
Yeah, it's Instagram. Instagram's fucked up anyway. My personal Instagram, it's either people that I do know that are, I guess, on my friends list or whatever it's called on Instagram.
Followers.
Either they don't post or I don't see shit.
Right.
I just get ads.
Yeah. Or it's the same thing, same people, the same accounts over and over again.
Right.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Because somebody at my job, she was like, yeah, you never pop up on my stuff. I was like, yeah, I haven't been posting because we're fucking banned. Like, apparently you're supposed to stay off the account, which I've posted I think 3 things in the past 2 months. And we're still fucking banned. I sent something to Instagram, asked them to review it. Because the content that they banned us for has already been pulled. So what's the fucking issue? Especially considering if they dive a little deeper, they're going to find a lot more memes that are very similar to that one. They didn't say shit about those. You don't say shit about the chick with her ass out or fucking dude with top pubes hanging out of his low-rise pants and shit. I don't understand what's so fucking big deal about our memes.
Because we don't want to offend the sensitive candy asses.
And a picture of Jeffrey Dahmer that says, I ate 5 guys before it was a restaurant is more offensive than half the shit. Alex Jones is on fucking social media, kinda.
I mean, that was a classic meme. I do like that one.
Right?
That was classic.
But fuck us, right? Fuck you, Instagram. I liked Instagram too. I had a lot of fun doing Instagram.
I just don't understand.
I used to have a lot of fun with Instagram, and now they're like, fuck you.
That's like Snapchat.
I don't.
It's the stupidest thing on the planet.
I have it, but it's not my favorite thing.
It is idiotic.
It's whatevs, as they say.
I mean,
Shadow bans are mid, no cap. So now we just got to figure out what we're doing next week.
I got an idea.
That's dangerous. We calling it?
Dog love.
Hit up our basically inactive Instagram because we're still shadow banned. Find us on Twitter, here on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. Yet again, haven't posted anything in a month.
The tickety-tockety.
TikTok, the ticky to the tick-tock, and you don't stop talking. till the bang bang boogie. So jump. See, now we're definitely getting a fucking copyright strike.
I don't
Bring it, Sugar Hills Gang. Did you see fucking Have you ever listened to Dudesy, Will Sasso's podcast he started?
No.
First off, it's hilarious. It's run by an AI.
Do what?
Yeah. Dudesy is an AI. And it's hilarious. Like, it gives them points by the end of the show for, like, their takes on stuff. And they have yet to find out what they get or what they have to do at 10,000. He has, like, I think at one point he had Will Sasso dress up as, like, a chicken tender platter. But Dudesy fucking did an hour-long simulated stand-up special in the voice of Tom Brady, and they got a cease and desist letter from Tom Brady's representation.
No shit.
Yeah, they had to pull it.
Up,
They had to pull it down off of all socials, and it wasn't even him. It was just the AI doing what AI does and like making a fake stand-up in Tom Cruise voice or in Tom Brady voice. They read the cease and desist letter on the podcast. It was fucking hilarious.
Tom Brady. Fuck him. I used to have a little respect for him. Have a sense of fucking humor.
I agree. Like, well, and then
Don't be a douche.
like, I guess the funny thing is like, it's at the point now where apparently Dudesy, the AI, doesn't call him, like, won't refer to him as Tom Brady. He, like, if you ever hear him say "football baby," he's talking about Tom Brady.
Whatever.
The football baby. Oh fuck. All right.
Fuck it. We're done. We're out.
Let me figure out which way. There we go. Got it.
Hit that.
Yeah.
No, don't hit that button. Go down to the next one. I think that's it. Fuck, I can't see.
Let's stop recording. This is streaming.
Okay, hit something.
So
Fucking
yeah,
something.
hit us the socials stuff next week. Love you. Bye.